I think voting New Democrat in this election is not only voting strategically, I think it's voting principally, and it's also voting practically. I think the New Democrats have a set of policies and platform that makes sense, it's practical, it's affordable, and I think we can really make a difference. In terms of the power broking, I mean what you're referring to in terms of the distribution of power in the next Parliament, I think if, to be quite frank, I think if the Liberals and the NDP gain seats, then we can have a much stronger bargaining position in dealing with the government. The polls that are coming out, the Ipsos Reid poll that came out yesterday, still kept the Conservatives at about 35%, and the NDP and the Liberals at about 25% of the decided electorate. I think if we can vote strategically and eliminate some of the seats that the Conservatives have, I think then we can bargain and we can create a government. And I'm not afraid to use the word coalition. I think that we need a government that starts to respond. A government that responds to our needs rather than getting caught up in the ideologically dead arguments that we've heard for the last 5 years. I agree with my colleagues here in terms of the absolute necessity for democratic reform in this country. And it's not just in terms of the voting structure. I think that one of the things that's happening over the last 5 years, we're getting a lot more of that Americanized system of partying and campaigning that I think is undermining our principles as a nation. But the other thing is I think we need to recognize, and I don't know if this is that popular, but you know, democracy depends on we the voters, we the citizens. And I think, quite frankly, in a way, we're not carrying forward in our responsibility. When 40% of the population doesn't vote, when 65% of the young people between 18 and 25 don't see a value in voting and don't vote, I think that we have a problem within our own culture, and we've got to revive our democratic capacity, and we have to educate ourselves, we have to motivate ourselves, so that the changes that are going to take place eventually in Ottawa are what we want them to be. So I encourage all of us to play a greater role in the kind of a renewed democratization of our country.